let's dive into a little bit the commercial space. You know, you guys have been traditionally known in the residential, but also for small commercial.
Yeah.
So can you tell us a little bit about you know, how active are you guys in the CNI sector of solar, and how are you positioned, and what are your key advantages there?
Sure. So in 2014, we were taking a look at the commercial business opportunity. Most of our installers did residential, but also a little bit of, it's kind of small scale commercial. I'd say 75% of our installers also do a little commercial. Um, and we kind of, wondered aloud, like, can we apply the same benefits that we are bringing to residential to the commercial side? And does that also resonate there, the value proposition? Does it work? And so we kind of went out on a limb. We applied, that R&D, once again, trying to be innovative, coming up with something. It's risk in trying to move a microinverter in the commercial space. And I'll talk a little bit too about what some of those paradigms that we ran into, where a lot of installers are like, wait, what? That doesn't make sense. That's a residential product. But so when we first entered that space, it was with a product called the YC1000. It was a 4-in-1 three-phase microinverter that launched 2014, 2015, early 2015. And yeah, we started getting some traction with that. One of the benefits of that product was it was a single MPPT for the whole inverter, which meant that you could do, four, say 300-watt PV modules, or you could do three 450-watt PV modules, kind of a shared pool of, DC input to get your output. But it quickly, because it was at the time, we called it YC1000, it was actually only 900 watts. So they were reaching a little bit when they called it YC1000. That was not a branding decision I was a part of. But we quickly discovered that as the panel sizes kept increasing, especially in commercial, I'm like, yeah, no, we're using these 450 watt, 480, and they kept going up, and we're like, our product is quickly outmoded. So
Mm.
within the few years that we were selling that product, it became the best selling three-phase. It was the first three-phase microinverter on the market. But then others introduced theirs, but ours was the best-selling three-phase microinverter in the world. But it quickly became, within a few years, just outmoded just by the capacity of these inverters, or these PV modules that were hitting the market and being used in commercial solar. So we came out with 2 years ago the QT2, which is actually twice the power of that YC 1000 that came out,
Wow.
um, and about the same footprint. So, but now we compare that with PV modules up to like 600 watts. So we've bought ourselves a couple of years without product. But yeah, that's a challenge with the solar industry, is trying to continue to innovate and stay ahead of that curve. But it was interesting. The pushback that we got with our more recent QT2 was actually even greater than the pushback we originally got with the YC1000. When we first introduced that three-phase microinverter, it was more of a novel thing. It's like, oh, that's interesting. Let's see how that works. And there was some, interest in adopting. And with the QT2, it was because more installers had heard about APsystems, more installers had tried our product. They were very familiar with us in the residential space now, and with our residential microinverters. And here we are coming out with a microinverter for commercial projects. That the first thing was, well, I know what we're paying on the residential side, and it's too expensive to apply that, for a commercial product. Microinverters are too expensive. It's not going to work. It's never going to pencil out. And so another concern that we had is that it's not going to be powerful enough. And we had specifically designed it for that industry, and we knew that there were going to be these challenges. And so my marketing challenge was really to go out and kind of change that paradigm of what they thought a commercial, microinverter was. Um, and like, look, no, it's within, with these larger arrays up to a megawatt, it's penciling out within 1 to 3% of string inverters plus rapid shutdown. So we're staying very competitive on price. We showed them the new architecture. Look, it's pairing with PV modules up to 600 watts, and getting a lot of raised eyebrows. It's like, oh, 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 that's interesting, and getting a lot more. Okay, well, send me the data sheet on that. Let me take a look at it, and then yeah, we're gonna see how this pencils out. And it's kind of pushing the rock uphill a little bit, but
Yeah.
man, once they've tried it out and they see how simple it is to design these systems, they don't need to get a rapid shutdown device connected to each PV module. It's one for every four. Higher reliability. It's there's some tremendous benefits of using that, and we've kind of been winning them over one by one. These guys that have been using string inverters for commercial for over a decade,
Yeah.
and it's like, yeah, there's other technology out there.
Well, I see a future conversation going deeper into the the CNI product line that you guys offer and talking more in depth.